annual Biohacking as a Woman Phase 1. We are so excited to be here with you. And over the next 15 to 20 minutes, our promise to you is to shed light on the potential of biohacking with the context of being a woman and your health and well-being. We're going to aim to showcase unique ways to harness biohacking through your physical, mental, and emotional state. What I absolutely love about this presentation is that this is born and built and brought to you from knowledge, experience, and a lot of research from what we've physically gone through. We're going to empower you tonight to take the tools that you are going to learn, and you are going to take control of your own biology and enhance your well-being and your life. With that being said, my name is Megan Bismarck, and I am one of your instructors and co-founders of Biohacking as a Woman. You see, it's not all peaches and cream, and every time there's a glory, there's always a story. So my story started about 6 months ago. You can see I'm a girl mom here, and my youngest daughter, that's the blonde one with the green little dress on, she's all things beauty, just like me. But we actually went through and overcame some serious health obstacles in our life. And what we ended up going through made me feel trapped in my own body. And I really get emotional when I talk about this. And it really controlled everything that was going on in my life. So I ended up on multiple rounds of antibiotics because we had an infection going on. And with that, I suffered with things that I don't even want and bless on anybody, but I would eat something and I would bloat to the point where one of my really good friends said to me, "Hey, are you not telling me something? Like, are you pregnant?" And I'm like, "No, this is just literally what happens to me after I eat." So if you are someone who's struggling with that, I feel you. It's frustrating. And just know that it's not normal. That is not normal. I also didn't have a period for 4 months because I was on multiple rounds of antibiotics. So what I had to do is I had to go on a new self journey. And this led me down the biohacking space. I immersed myself in research, experimented on myself with nutrition, exercise, and cutting edge technology things that you're going to learn tonight, and simple, easy, effective biohacking tips and tricks that you can do right from home. Now, what I also love about this is my story is so different from my beautiful business partner and best friend here, Genevieve. But what is so beautiful about that is we both had to embark on a new journey, and she's going to tell you hers right now.
Oh, thank you so much, Megan, and welcome everyone to Biohacking as a Woman. Like Megan said, this is really close to our heart. And I want to ask you, have any of you ever had those days where you wake up and you think about the day ahead and you literally wonder how you're going to get through it because you just feel so terrible? Have you ever had a day where you look in the mirror and you don't even recognize yourself, and you know that most of your energy is going to go into wearing a mask so everyone thinks everything's okay? And if you answered yes, even in your own mind to those questions, I just want you to know you're not alone. Because what no one knew for over 10 years of my life is I got really good at faking it. I got really good at faking that I was okay. But to be honest, I was exhausted. I was uncomfortable. I had very low self-confidence. I was in pain. And I really didn't feel worthy as a woman. And what do I mean by that? I had something diagnosed called PCOS. Long story short, I was hospitalized twice for ruptured cysts on my ovaries and bled into my own stomach lining. And that was the first time that the doctor told me at 25 years old that I would most likely never have children and that I should get a full hysterectomy because the chances of me getting pregnant were so small and the risks of me having complications were so high. And so what happened is I started creating a story in my mind that I was worthless as a woman, that I couldn't do anything right. And that was just a small piece of the story I started telling myself. But what I did make sure I did, and it was my father, my hero, my holistic health practitioner, business owner of a father, who said, this doesn't need to be your story. And so I've been on a journey of biohacking my own being for over 10 years. Like Megan, I didn't have a period for mine was over 7 to 9 years. I I don't know. I don't know what that cycle even looked like. And what I do know now is that I just needed to really get in tune with my body. I had to learn what good felt like so that I knew what the new barometer was. I had to find ways to feel comfortable in my own body and then teach myself how to believe it in my own mind. And tonight we're going to be sharing some of the foundational biohacking tools that Megan and I use on a daily basis, but also this is setting a foundation for success because there is so much that we can do in a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual space. There is so much information out there about well-being, about wellness. There are so many different products that you can take. But what I know for sure is that clarity and consistency always wins. Simplicity guarantees consistency, and that's what we have here tonight. And we're going to give you just little tips and little things that have worked for us that you get to experiment with. Because if you ever struggled with hair loss or acne, have you ever had lack of energy, struggle sleeping? I mean, I was insomnia for 10 years on sleeping medication. If you ever had bloating or constipation, again, that was me, constipation for most of my life. All of these things we pretend or we make ourselves believe that they're normal. We're told that this is just how it is. And the truth is it's not. You don't have to experience these things. And what it is that your body is a technology and it's giving you information. And if we ignore that information, kind of like when we ignore a software update on our phone, things just don't work very well. And that's why the biohacking industry is becoming so big. You're going to see these stats on here that the biohacking market in 2021 was 15 million. And the projection of that is going to 45 million. And the global wellness economy is $4.4 trillion, my friend. And so when you're hearing all of this, like, what is biohacking? So I'm going to give you a very easy explanation. Biohacking is fine-tuning the technology of your own being. It's about taking technologies, methodologies, supplementation, nutrition, all of these different offerings and finding what works best for you to feel incredible. And that's what we do here in biohacking is we are experimenting scientists. Really, that's what we're doing. Because when you can start making little micro adjustments, and you start feeling better and you have more energy and you have more vibrance and your hair is shinier and your eyes are brighter, this is biohacking. And so we're going to be sharing with you so much about this. And one of the things I love so much about my amazing friend Megan is she makes things so flippin' simple. So Megan, take us through some more about biohacking, please.
Oh my goodness, I love this. Okay, so exactly what Genevieve said. Now let's break it down a little bit. And it goes into two ages. So if you didn't know, we technically have 2 ages. And this is how the biohacking industry is going to calculate how you're functioning on a cellular level. Okay. So our chronological age is the age that you are. It's how long you've been on this earth. I am 31 years old, 31 years young, I should say. Sorry. Just had my birthday on Thursday. So that cannot change. Even though I tell everyone I'm still 27, it just is like, comes out of my mouth. Okay. Biological age is how you're actually functioning on a cellular level. Okay. So this is going to be how your body is actually, the organs are functioning and everything. Okay. Now, what are some ways that you can be at home and start biohacking literally tonight and right away? Because that's why we offered this to you. That's why we opened this up to you, was for you to be able to take these golden nuggets and start tweaking them and getting yourself aging backwards, right? So what are some things you can do biohacking at home? Okay, so I am a registered dental hygienist. I don't practice anymore because this is my form of income, but I used to be a registered dental hygienist. And the biggest thing is brushing your teeth. Okay. When you brush your teeth, brush your tongue. Believe it or not, unfortunately, the mouth has so much bacteria, and by brushing that tongue, it's going to release toxins through your toothbrush, okay, and getting it out. The other one I love to do is red light therapy mask, dry brushing. Throw me a number one if you do any of these things, okay? Legs up a wall. Here's some things you can do literally when you get off of this is put your legs directly up a wall, okay, and vertical for about 10 minutes. That's going to move the lymphatic drainage system and it's going to help with inflammation. The other things you can do is oil pulling, deep sleep and meditation, which Genevieve is going to take us through, grounding, which if you don't know what that is, get your feet, take your shoes off, get out in the grass, get in the dirt, okay? It works wonders, also helps with inflammation as well. Lymphatic drainage massage, which we just kind of talked about, the lymph system, breath work, and walking.
And just like Megan said, there's something very important before we go into anything physical. And just like Megan said, we are encouraging you to be the experimenter in your own life. But one of the things I wish I knew when I started all this was that I could do whatever I wanted physically, but if I didn't get my mind in check, none of it was going to be for anything. Now, this is a topic that's really dear to my heart, and I love going really big into the mind, but I really just want you to take one thing away from this today. You become what you think. So remember at the beginning of this, I told you that I didn't believe I was worthy as a woman. No matter how many biohacking techniques I did at home, that thought still ran my life. Our thoughts are so powerful. And just as an example, I'm going to give you an example. Take a moment and just close your eyes. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. This may be the first time you pause today, so just want to honor you. But I want you to visualize a big yellow lemon. This juicy, bright yellow lemon, and place it on the cutting board. And I want you to take a knife and just slice that lemon right open. The juices are squirting everywhere. You can smell it. And I want you to cut a little piece of that lemon and pop it inside your mouth. Taste the lemon. That's sour, that's sweet. And now open your eyes. How many of you had your tongue start to salivate while you did that exercise? There was a sensation that happened because the mind is so powerful. And so I invite you to start really taking the time, even one thing a day, priming your mind in the morning and setting your intention before you even get out of bed. I'm going to tell you what I do, and we can go into this another time, but this is what I say every morning. Before I even get out of bed, I open my eyes and then I close them back down again. And I say to myself, dear universe, thank you for another day ahead. Give me eyes to see, ears to hear, and a mouth to speak the truth that needs to be said. Thank you so much for this opportunity today. It's going to be amazing. And then I start my day. Priming your mind is going to give you the power to set your intention. And when you do that, I invite you to start observing your thoughts in the day. And anytime you come in and you become the sabotaging Sally in your own day, I want you to check yourself and remind yourself of the lemon. And remember that your thoughts have power. You become what you think, and you have the ability to change it so that everything else you're doing works efficiently.
Oh my goodness, I love it. So my mouth didn't like salivate, but like my fingers started to burn from like, you know how like the juices?
Totally.
Yeah. So I absolutely love that. It is so, so powerful. So one of the other things that you can do, grab a screenshot of this. You guys have been hopefully you're screenshotting all of this, okay? But one of the things that you can also do is eating in the proper sequence. So I'd love to know, drop us a number one in the chat if you already eat in this order, or drop us a number two if you've never even heard of this. So this is going to help the body digest. And this is also going to help lower out and, you know, not get those high glucose spikes. Okay. So number one is eating your vegetables first. Number two is going to be eating protein or having a protein shake. Number three is starches. Okay. So eating these in the proper sequence is going to help the body to digest. Now, here's a little fun tip. Now, I'm not saying, okay, you can't have the cookie. I'm just saying eat the cookie last, right? Now, maybe you're like me and sometimes you go a little extra with the cookies because you have a sweet tooth. Okay. Here's another fun biohacking tip for you. Instead of laying down or sitting down and storing that sugar as fat, which most of the time for us women, it's around the tummy area, go for a walk. Going for a walk is actually going to take that glucose, that sugar that would be stored probably in your tummy area, and it's going to put it into the muscles. So that's a fun little tip that I absolutely love to do. I take advantage of that all the time, by the way. So let's get down, because I think we can all agree so far, everything so far, everybody can do, right? Let's really break it down to what your superpower is as a human. And this is going to be broken up into 4 different categories. One is a daily bowel movement. I know it is not the classiest thing to talk about, right? But the colon is at the very end of our system. Okay, so think of it like this. The colon is at the very end of our system. If the colon is clogged, okay, let's just use this as an example. If the colon is clogged, you can do all the biohacking things. You can do all the cleansings. You can do all the dry brushing. There is no way for things to be released, okay? Second thing is digestive enzymes. This is really nice because this allows the body, unfortunately, the way of our world and the way our food is, things are different. Okay. I think, and we can all agree with that. We need digestive enzymes to be able to break our food down smaller so it can pass through the colon. The third one is gut health, which probably should be number 1. I'm not sure which one should be number 1 here because they're all so good, but gut health. And I want to bring it back and wrap it back to my story really quick. 90%, if you're on antibiotics, 1 round of antibiotics, it kills 90% of the bacteria in your gut. And I'm talking good bacteria, good and bad. It wipes it out. Okay. So if anyone has been on an antibiotic within the past year, know that you really need to focus on your gut health right now. But the biggest thing with our gut is they actually say it's our second brain. We're more microbes than we are physical human beings, fingers, legs, toes. Okay. So gut health needs to be a priority. Last but not least on this list is going to be what's called cycle syncing. We're actually going to work with your godly given gifts as a woman to help you release toxins and become the most powerful woman that you can be. But first, before we go into that, I'm going to have Genevieve explain what is cleansing and what is fasting.
Every time you speak about these things, I almost get a little bit emotional because I just feel so honored to be sharing all of this information with you in a way that's really simple and really clear. Because one of the things, and fasting's one of those things that there is so much controversial information out there on. So I'm just grateful. I'm really grateful in this moment that we're all here talking about that. And that's something like fasting. If you can go on some sites and it gets all like praise, and you go on others and it gets shoot on. I'm like stopping myself from saying it. And here's the thing: all fasting is a practice that involves abstaining or significantly reducing your caloric intake for a specific amount of time. So we're going to go over like the different ways to fast, but when you stop eating or when you reduce your caloric intake, what happens is your body no longer has to spend energy and time breaking down, digesting food. Okay. And that's one of the biggest things that our body has to do. So when it doesn't have to do that, it finally goes into the rest and reset mode. And what that means is our body knows how to heal itself, literally. And there is this superpower we have inside when we stop eating for a certain amount of time that's called autophagy. And when we go into autophagy, it is when little Pac-Mans go through the body and they eat up old cells and all the toxins and all of the crap going on inside so that your body can renew itself and almost start over. So fasting has so many benefits like you see on the screen, but one of the biggest things is literally helping you reset. And as women, you would be surprised that even just fasting for a 24-hour period is going to greatly enhance your mood. Everything rises and falls on the gut, and fasting is such a powerful tool. Yet as women, we have to take some precautions.
Yes, 100%. So, oh, we went backwards. Sorry, guys. Hold on one second. Here we are. Okay, grab a screenshot of this. So we're going to talk about cycle syncing fasting, exactly what she just said, but it can actually be detrimental to fast in the wrong periods in the wrong point of time. Okay, so we're going to talk about each one of these phases, and we're going to go into a little more depth with each one. So the first one is your power phase. Okay, this is going to be when you physically menstruate, when you bleed. Okay, so I'm talking day one is going to be marked as, okay, I'm bleeding. This is the first sign of blood, day 1 to day 10. Okay, this is really amazing because your body is able to go from 13 to a 72-hour cleanse, which I'm going to break down each cleanse right now. So grab a piece of paper and a pen. But in power phase, you have the ability to pick which fasting time limit you want to go to when we lay our digestion to rest. Okay, so at the 24-hour mark, like Genevieve was just saying, is going to be what's called autophagy. And when autophagy happens, I like to think of it like a little, we always say, a little Pac-Man going in and eating up all these dead cells to make room for the new ones. Okay, at 24 hours, it also resets your gut. So remember how I was saying, if you've been on antibiotics or you feel like you're bloated, you're constipated, all this stuff, we need to reset the gut. So you're going to want to hit that 24-hour mark. Now, if you move to the 36-hour mark, you're tapping into stored fat, visceral fat. And I'm talking around our belly, right? That dangerous fat, that fat that we all want to get rid of, right?
The heart, we call it heart attack fat. Isn't that in school? It's heart attack fat.
Yeah, so that's that 36-hour mark, which is so powerful. And then if you move forward to 48-hour fast, you're actually having literally a mood reset. Okay, so talk about being in a bad mood, talk about seasonal depression. You want to hit a 48-hour cleanse, okay, 48-hour fast. 72 hours is really powerful. We can't make any claims. We're not doing any of that. But when you hit the 72-hour mark, this is what a lot of people that are doing that have sick, that have illnesses. It's literally resetting your immune system. It also is, I like to call it free Botox, ladies, okay? Because it's tightening the skin, it's putting stem cells into our body, okay? So those are the fasts. Now that you know that you can do that between days 1 and 10, we're going to move to the second phase, which is called ovulation. And this is going to happen around days 11 through 15, okay? And these are, again, it depends on how your cycle is, but this is about 11 to 15 in the days. And your fasting window should only be 13 to 15 hours because your hormones need to feast, okay? When you're going to move into the third power phase, you're going to have the ability, again, to take anywhere from 13 to 72 hours, those exact time frames and those exact benefits that I just talked about. And that's days 16 through 19. So you have that quick window right after ovulation. And then at the end is called the nurture phase. This is days 20 until the next time you bleed, depending on how long that is for you. Okay, again, it's going to be a little bit different for everybody. And there is no fasting here. No fasting. Your body needs everything that you can give it at this point in time. And you really want to keep your stress level lower here to let the body do what it needs to do. So with that being said, you're probably like, okay, I'm kind of understanding all of this, but what do you recommend? So Jen, what do you recommend if we want to do all this stuff?
Totally. And I will add something. For the 7 to 9 years that I didn't have a period, I was training in the gym and fasting and doing all of these things, not giving a freaking hoot on when my cycle was. And let me tell you, it caused so much extra stress on my system. I became, even without bleeding, I was up and down in mood swings and in energy like crazy person. And so cycle syncing and fasting is probably one of the most important things to know if you are going to go into biohacking. It has drastically improved my life. And I also want you to know that you don't have to just do a water fast, okay? If you want to be like a biohacking hero, by all means, but that ain't it for me. And I know a lot of people, because the truth is, We live in a really fast-paced world where we have a lot of expectations on us all the time. Women, no offense to men, but women, we are super women, meaning we are going to work and take care of the kids and do all of those things. So one of the things you're going to see on here in the square number 1 is supported nutrition and stress support. What this means is you have the ability to have foundational nutrition that is customizable for you, that is simple, proven, and natural. And in that, you're also going to have support for your fast days. So regardless of where you're at in your cycle, we have tonics made with vitamins and minerals and incredible herbs that are going to help your body. It almost like just helps you make fasting more simple and more easy. And so we already have that all set up for you. And that's what you're going to see in there. That's going to give you the nutrients you need to have a healthy gut. It's going to make you feel energized. It's going to give you more vitality. It is the foundation of wellness that I personally have used for 4 years. Megan's been using it too, and so many people in our network. But not only that, great, we have the foundation, kind of like the boring stuff. But really, if we want to look to anti-aging and like what Megan said, like natural Botox, there are ways to reverse age, look young, and have so much energy without any chemicals or pharmaceuticals. And that's where we get into cellular detox and anti-aging, specifically our Recharge NAD. Megan always calls this like the blue balls that actually matter or something like that, and it cracks me up. But this is going to be a supplement that you take twice a day, and it is going to do the Pac-Man thing I told you about through your body all day long. Also, gut health and probiotics. Just like fasting, there is so much information on the internet about which ones to take. I personally, it doesn't matter to me or Megan which ones you choose, but what we do know is the ones that we have on here recommended for you are of the highest quality, purity tested, and they work. Last but not least, bowel movements. There is a supplement, and I think it was made by angels. It is called Isoflush. And this product has been a game changer because no matter how much if you're a traveler, we travel a lot. And if you get backed up and you don't want to bring your like water enema kit everywhere, and some people are like, what are you talking about? If you know, you know. This supplement is going to help you stay on track and flush magnesium through your intestinal wall so that you never have those issues. So if those 4 areas sound good to you and you don't want to have to think about it and figure it out, we've come up with 3 different packs for you to try. And we've broken it down by day. So none of these packs are more than like a muffin and a coffee at Starbucks a day. And you're going to get 1 to 2 meals a day, all of the supplements we talked about. And if you want to customize it even more, you can reach out to whoever sent you here today and we can customize it for you. But if you want the top of the line nutrition, if you want the most market trending, incredible cellular anti-aging naturally, and good gut health and bowel movements, this is the way to go. You have a 30-day money back guarantee. You can try it all. But the only thing I know for sure is that if you felt like me, after 1 week of this nutrition in my body, the world lit up like a freaking Christmas tree. So just saying.
Oh my goodness, I absolutely love it. So I'm going to take it one step further. If this hasn't already been amazing, drop a number 1 if this has been amazing. Jen, you've been amazing. So I'm going to drop a number 1 right now.
I'm dropping a 1. You're amazing.
So good. So if you've gotten value out of this, please, like I said, drop us a number 1, but I'm going to top it off right now and let you know that I want you to get back with the person that sent this to you and tell them what we want you to leave with tonight is what are you going to implement right away? What are you going to start right away to feel better, look better, do better, become a better woman in your community? Because that's all we want from you here. But if you do decide to take this route and go on this biohacking journey with us, just know that we've created an ultimate handbook. This is a workbook and it goes into more detail. We literally give you a schedule. We break things down for you. We even go into what workouts you should be doing when you hit each phase of your cycle. If you do place an order within 48 hours, we have a biohacking cookbook that I promise you, you can throw away. I don't even know what Betty Crocker, whatever it is. You're going to throw it away because you're going to love this. So I am so honored to be here with you tonight. If you want this recording, if you're watching the recording, you want this recording, you want to send it to a friend, please send away. We will get it out to you. And we love you all.
Oh, thank you so much, Megan. And just to add to that, please share this information, whether or not the nutrition or the supplements are for you. I believe that the only way we can create change is to create a collective sisterhood. And the only way to do that is to share. Because I don't know about you, Megan, but I grew up where it's like if you find something that works, you keep it to yourself so that no one else can be as good as you. And that just drives me crazy and makes me so sad. So please share this recording. Please share this information. And any questions you have, reach out to us because we deep down are really geeky science girls and we want to talk about this. So.
Very true. Have a good night.